Hello and good evening, everybody. This is Brian, and it's Sunday, September 20th. Just wrapping up a weekend here. Hope everyone had a great weekend. So let's take a look at the week that was and look ahead, see what we got coming up. We do have some stuff happening this week with Jerome Powell and Mnuchin. They're both going to be testifying at some committees this week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday should be make for maybe some interesting price action if they say some things that maybe the market likes or doesn't like. So we'll see what happens there. And you've got Battery Day on Monday with Tesla. That'll should be interesting. We'll see how Tesla reacts to that um, event. And yeah, so let's take a look at the week that was. You can see here on the transports on the weekly had a big reversing day, although reversing candle. Although we did finish up on the week. This is not. This looks like a candle that got some topping action here and volume stochastics rolling over. So maybe we'll be looking for a pullback on the transport next week. And you can see here Friday we had a down day as well here on a bit more volume, not huge. So be watching the transports to pull back a little bit more. Maybe take some of the indexes with it. And you can see here the Dow on the week off almost nothing, basically flat on the week. Volume's been building a little bit here, so maybe some institutions taking some money off the table or taking them out of the Dow stocks anyway. And let's see here on the week and the daily, you can see here we bounced off the 50 moving average, so big volume day on Friday as well here. Interesting, but you'll look, we'll get to the VIX in a minute, but you'll see that the VIX also it didn't jump up, which that's a bit of a divergence. I always like to look for things that don't necessarily line up the way they're supposed to, because that can be telling you some signals, sending some signals to you. The SPY again, it was down fractionally and the week, and you can see here RSI maybe starting to flatten out a bit here. Stochastics dropping back down from overbought, so maybe we'll have a bit of a bounce next week here. On the daily chart, you can see here we've actually broken down below the 50, but maybe we're due for a bit of a bounce here. Again, volume building. Stochastics maybe putting in a double bottom here, so maybe we're going to get a bounce. The Qs again got really overbought, so it's pulled back here, and you can see a lot of volume here the last 3 days, or 3 weeks I should say, not 3 days. Stochastics heading lower, which never is a great thing to see. The rallies tend to fade, but stochastics aren't down below the 50 level yet, except they are on the daily. So really oversold on the daily in stochastics. Again, lost the 50 moving average on the Qs. And the small caps, they were the standout. This is something that, again, a divergence. We've been saying they've been the laggard compared to all the other indexes, but you can see here we're up 2.8% almost on the week with the small caps. So maybe we've got some money rotating into the small cap stocks, which would be the beneficiaries of a recovery. Some of the small caps will do a little bit better than the maybe big ones now, and especially since this index has been lagging. So maybe looking for some money to continue to rotate into the small caps. So IWM or TNA might be the way to play that. And again, here's what I was talking about, how the VIX, we had 3 indexes flat or down in the week, and the VIX was kind of sold off a little bit, down in 2.4% on the week. So not as much people reaching for options to buy insurance. So yeah, maybe there's some comfort in the market where we at right now, where we are at. So that's the daily. The weekly, again, we're off significantly from previous week, off almost 4%. Let's quickly take a look at some actives we got here. DBA, that's the one I was in under 14 bucks. Hopefully some other people got in there too, right back here. And actually it was way back here. We got in it, so I've been holding it for quite a while now for me, but it's just continues to be in an uptrend. We've got this nice moving average using that, getting a little extended here. It's probably going to pull back again, but everything looking good with this trade. In at 14, it's almost at 15 now, so I had a nice move on that one. DraftKings, I got it in a pullback. I mentioned it on Wednesday in my video. Didn't get anywhere near as good an entry as I really wanted to, and I've already sold some because it's really just getting super extended from these moving averages. Um, it just looks like it's ready for a pullback. We were almost at 80 on the RSI. Stochastics are really up in the overbought area. I think it's going to be due for a pullback. I might dump my position on Monday, and then I'll look to re-enter at a lower price. Intel again, just holding it as long as it's been hanging up pretty well compared to the Qs, which have sold off quite a bit. mRNA I just jumped into, looked like it was going to break out here. Jumped in on Friday, and volume seems to be building to the upside. We've got vaccine news coming at some point, and so I'm just going to see if we can take this one and just ride it into that news release, and then I'll be try to get out before any news releases because I don't like holding stocks through binary events. Binary events being things that it's either going to be a success or a failure, or earnings report. So here we've got gold. I'm still watching gold. I'm just sort of on the sidelines right now on it. I still think it's going to break out. I'm actually surprised it's not up tonight on this news with Ginsburg passing away. Yeah, anyway, it's just what we didn't need going into this election, more reason for volatility, but I guess now we're going to have an argument over replacing her in the Supreme Court, so more volatility to come, obviously. And but anyway, just like getting back to stocks, just ascending triangle here, just waiting for it to break one way or another. Bloom Energy, I mentioned on Wednesday, I was watching it for a breakout, and unfortunately I missed it. Again, ascending triangle. It just looked like it was ready to break, and I guess there was some news on Friday, huge volume day. So too late to get into it now. I've looked at previous days here. I'd like to go back and look and see how stocks react after big volume up days. You can see here every one of these pop-ups was a reason to sell. So you got a doji here, doji here. This was an inside day, so it didn't even go to a new high. So we'll see. We may end up with this kind of pattern again. I like to think history repeats itself, and I always look back to see how the stock reacted in prior moves like this. So we got stochastics going up here. It looks pretty positive, but again, I'd be looking for a pullback to say 16 to get into this. DraftKings already covered. Gas log, I'm just watching to see if this pops. I'm looking at a level of 420. If we get above that, maybe we get a move up to sort of this 440 level. But this you can see this ascending triangle, or this ascending trend line, has been broken. We did check back a little bit here, so just watching that one for a continuation move to the upside. GDX, already talked about gold. Some of the EV trades still hot. NEO still holding this 20 moving average. Still looks like it wants to go higher. And not a big volume, or not a big range day on Friday. Volume was pretty light. So I'd be looking for it to start to move up to 21 and break 21 for a new, I think that will be a new high. Would it be? Yeah, that would definitely be an all-time high. Month, it's definitely in the overbought area here. Nicola's just been the one that's kind of taken it on the chin with some of the news that came out, short seller news, that kind of stuff. Does look like it's trying to break out here, so I'd be watching for a break above This, what's the high here? 35-ish. I'd be watching for a break of 35. We could end up going back to some of these moving averages here. 40 level on Nikola. Penn is another one. Penn's been one of these gaming stocks, been really doing well. I'd be keeping an eye on that one, seeing if it gets back, maybe pull back to, say, sort of the 65 area. Could be good for a long. I think both Penn and DraftKings can be probably long-term holds. Silver looking, again, same sort of comments as gold. Space, again, ascending triangle, you can see it there, or pennant, I should say. Here you've got the tops of these candles, you've got the bottoms of these candles. So just keeping an eye on that to see which way it breaks. And a break above 18 would be something you probably could buy. So volume starting to come in a little bit on it here. Some more interest. So stochastics don't really like the look of that. Looks like a double top there. RSI, well, could be making a series of higher lows here. Anyway, it's just worth keeping an eye on for a breakout. Tesla, I'm kind of interested to see what happens after this, the battery day. I wonder if it's going to be another sell the news event, just like the stock split was here. UNG, I've been short that. I just got shorted again on the Toronto Exchange. Don't usually put my Canadian stocks trades up. Sometimes I do, but HND, Horizon Beta Pro, Bear Gas Fund, and just watching. I've had a bit of a rise in the rally in the oil market, but into these moving averages here, and I think RSI rolling over again. Stochastic still below what's above 50, so I'll be interested to see where that one goes, because I still think I can see weakness here. Again, we talked about the VIX. You can see here how the VIX was down on, also down on some down days. Lastly, let's take a look at some sectors here, see what the sectors did this week. So you can see here consumer discretionary, a lot of stuff all looks the same, kind of everything rolling over. Communications, technology, it all kind of looks like the SPY. The only thing that does look kind of promising still is the industrials. You can see here, still in an uptrend, although looking a little toppy on the industrials. 80 seems to be a level of resistance. The materials, again, still seem to be in a bit of an uptrend. It probably can be bought on this pullback. Energy not looking very good. Staples looks terrible. Healthcare not looking too bad. It actually came back well off the lows of the day here. So healthcare looks not too bad. Utilities and real estate, horrible. And financials sort of inside day, just kind of churning along here. I don't really expect much out of the financials unless we really start to get a rise in interest rates. So yeah, healthcare looking not bad. Potential short on the staples or the discretionaries. And I think we got Nike coming up this week as reporting, so that'll be interesting to see what Nike has to say. Okay, so I stand corrected. Nike doesn't actually report till the week after next, so not till the 29th. But you can see here we've had a pretty significant run up to 120. And you have to wonder, we've had this pretty good pullback here right to this moving average. I'm just, it would be worth just watching to see if it holds this moving average, because you can see here this has acted as support, and quite often this 20 moving average on the daily chart usually acts as support as the stock goes higher. And big volume day on Friday, but you can see what happened to Lululemon. And when they reported great numbers, and they had this big run up, and after their numbers they just sold off. So just wondering if Nike's gonna, 120 marks the top for Nike for a while as well. So all right, that's it everybody. Hope you had a great holiday, rest of the weekend. We shall see you hopefully in the Bear Bull Trading Room. 8:30 pre-market show starts live on YouTube as well, and then we'll be trading the market at 9:30. So hopefully we'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye for now. Oh yes, and can't forget, this is my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. If you haven't checked it out, it's there to grab. Thanks, and yeah, like I said, hopefully we'll see you in the morning. Bye for now.